radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. How you doing? How you doing? Today is Thursday, June 4th, 2020. 156 days into the new year. Only 210 days left. That's right, we are live from a bunker. A bunker that is in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world. All across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south. Far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planets. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? It's Thursday night. It's FADERNIGHT. Open lines all night long. Let's do this, man. All right. I'm going to change things up tonight. Oh, you know what? I'll announce the change up in a minute. Or should I do it now? Should I announce the change up now? Rita doesn't even know. This is a decision made right before showtime. Rita just sat up in her studio. Oh, no. What's he doing now? What's he doing? I'm going to go straight to open lines tonight. So I'm going to get all the stuff out of the way that pays the bills, and I'm going to just go straight to open lines. I'm not going to wait to the bottom of the hour. How's that? I just, And let me tell you why. Well, you know what? I'll tell you why in the breaking news segment. That's right. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. That's what you want to do. Start there at JChurchRadio. Hashtag F2B is the sandbox, which is clicking by in front of me as I speak. Hashtag F2B. Hashtag F2BQ is Fade to Black questions. You can post all of your questions right there, and I will catch them. On the Fader Night's a good night. Fader Night's a good night to post your questions. You can get them going right there, okay? Hashtag F2BQ. All right? We have two chat rooms open. One over at Spreaker. It's right here. It's right there. You can see the screen. See that screen? That screen's me. That's the video going out. That's the video that hits whatever, YouTube and the bunker cam and wherever else that goes. Facebook. What else? That goes to Twitter, right? Goes whatever. So that's Twitch. That's that computer. This computer here, this one, which is next to that one, that is Spreaker. That's our audio feed. This goes out to TalkStream Live and iHeartRadio, Spreaker, TuneIn. Who else is picking up that feed? There's a few that pick up that feed too, as well as I knock over guitars, which I just did. And the Spreaker chat room is right here. So we have a chat room there. We have another chat room over at KGRA The Planet. You guys are chatting away right there on YouTube and on Twitter and on Facebook. So hello to everybody out there. If you have a question that you want to get into me, and on Fader Night, I try to answer them all, post it right there in our Twitter feed, hashtag F2BQ. And I'll answer your questions, and you can put that there. You can also email Jimmy at jimmychurchradio.com. All right, let me get all the stuff out of the way. Get your immune system boosted. I want you to go to gettheT.com. All right, gettheT.com, promo code FADER, FADER. All orders over $50, free shipping because you're a Fader or not. Okay, so that's really simple. Go to their specials page. Today I got apple cider vinegar capsules from Get the Tea. That's right. I'll let Rita know. Rita, over at the house, dining room table, apple cider vinegar capsules are right there. Also, we got the immune pack because we also got the olive leaf extract capsules. Yeah. So very excited about that. Going to add that to my already large daily supplements, but I feel great. Also, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv, Billy Carson's new internet TV network. It's got over 1,000 episodes right there for you to go and check out. Head over to Forbidden Knowledge. That's ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. And get yourself a 3-day free trial when you sign up. Go and check it out. It's really cool. That's right. And also River Moon Coffee, rivermooncoffee.com, and also their Amazon store. The promo codes that you need to use are over in our banners over at jimmychurchradio.com. Get the Fade to Black blend. Best coffee in the world. Sitting on the patio today. And early this morning, it was it's about 8:15. Rita was in shock that Rita gets up at like 5 a.m. I don't know how she does it. But so 8:15, I was up, man. Came outside, had my coffee. I did this like 15 times. She's like, would you stop it? Just made sure I had her attention. rivermooncoffee.com. All right. Breaking news. The breaking news is that today, and I must apologize to Renee because she sent me a lot of really cool stuff, and I was going through the news, and I just decided today there's no breaking news. That was my decision. As a member of the media, I got no breaking news for you. Right? I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't. I just didn't want to do it. So I got no breaking news. The breaking news is that things are calm. We've now we're going into like our third day of stillness here in Southern California. Protests still going on, but the crazy stuff, the looting, the crime, all that's over with. Everything has gotten back to normal. I'm telling you, there was a general sense of relief here. You can feel it. Oh, man. And I'm feeling it, too. I'm pretty happy. Okay, so I didn't want to do any breaking news. I want to continue to elevate. That's it. I want to continue to elevate. Me personally, I'm not worried about you guys. You guys are going to do what you're going to do. I'm talking about me. And another thing that elevated me today was this right behind me. That right there. You want to see it? This is from my daughter Diana and Rita for Father's Day. Look at that. And I got to tell you, that I'm not sure if the if the lighting in here does this justice, because this is bright. And when I say bright neon orange. It is, I don't even know how they make this color, right? And it looks kind of dull here. I'm looking at this thing is glow in the dark neon orange. They call it neon orange, but yeah, I just thought it was going to be a cool color of orange. I didn't expect this. This thing is, I'm looking at it here. It's almost like a, no. This thing is the brightest color Lamborghini you can imagine. This is brighter than that. And it's really, really cool. So there you go to Jackson. It's got 3, for all of you guitar players out there, it's got 3 humbucking single coil Seymour Duncan hot rails. So that's what's in there. Very cool. And I tuned it up. I haven't plugged it in yet. But it's got an original Floyd. So that's a real Floyd. The Seymours. And it's beautiful. Neck through. I'm not a big rosewood guy. But this guitar doesn't come in maple. So, but look at it. Isn't that the coolest thing? And it's, can't even, that's a flashlight. Does that help? You got to see how bright it is, man. No. Okay, I'm done. This is my breaking news. All right. So there you go. It is a Jackson SLX soloist. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Since I said I was going to open up the phone line, 747-228-2051. The phone lines are ringing now, so I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and do that. All right. I'm going to bring in calls right now. The StarWorks UFOs and Artificial Intelligence Conference in Laughlin, Nevada is November 5th through the 8th. Last night we had Grant Cameron on the show. He's going to be there. Paul Hynek's going to be there. James Fox is going to be there. Alan Stivelman, Sid Goldberg. I'm going to be there. Rita's going to be there. Fade to Black Crew's going to be there. We're going to be doing sky watches. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. I want you to go to StarWarsUSA.com for tickets and info, but come and hang out with us. We are all itching to get the heck out of here, man. We are. I miss all of you. I miss all of you. So let's make this. We have an opportunity here in front of us, right? We do this at every conference anyway, but we have an opportunity to just get the Fadernauts together. All of us from all around the world. Let's go to Laughlin, Nevada. Right? We've been holed up for half a year now. It's friggin' June 4th, man. June 4th. So, yeah, come and hang out with us at the StarWorks Artificial Intelligence Conference at the Aquarius Hotel and Casino. StarWarsUSA.com for tickets and info. Coming up right before that is on my birthday, October 10th, Disclosure Fest. It's a one-day free event here in Los Angeles, downtown at the historic Los Angeles Park. And for info, get registered and do all of that. It's a free event. Just go to disclosurefest.org. It is huge, 20,000 attendees. So we'll see what happens this year. I would love to. I don't know how to. Yeah. I think we can do it. By October, it'll all be chilled out. By then. All right. Let's see. Getting close to the phone call, so you guys relax. Happy birthday to today. Russell Brand is 45 years old. Yeah, I'm not going to tell any Russell Brand stories tonight. I only have one. I'm not going to do that. I'll save it for next year. But today, Russell Brand is 45 years old. Our dead guy's birthday today is, and it's a big one, Jimmy McCulloch. 1953 to 1979. He died at the age of 26. Now, listen. He was the lead guitarist for Paul McCartney's band Wings. during the big days, 1974 to 1977. Jimmy played on Venus and Mars, which included the U.S. #1 hit single, Listen to What the Man Said. And then that Wings Over America world tour, one of the biggest tours like in the history of music. He was the guitar player. You look at the film, it's not video. Look at the film of that tour, and you get to watch Jimmy. He was an amazing player. And that tour was 1975 and 1976. The album Wings at the Speed of Sound was released midway through the tour and features the hit singles Silly Love Songs and Let 'Em In. On September 27th, 1979, Jimmy was found dead by his brother in his apartment in London. An autopsy found that he died of heart failure due to morphine and alcohol poisoning. He was just 26 years old. And the crazy part about this, nobody knew. Nobody knew that he did drugs. Maybe it was his first time. Nobody knows. But that's what the autopsy said at the age of 26. On this day in history, 1989, OTD. Chinese crackdown on protesters, right? Tiananmen Square. The massacre happened today. Over 1 million Chinese students had converged on downtown Beijing. Lasted for like 2-3 weeks. And then they rolled in the tanks and just started shooting into the crowd. Absolutely incredible. Fader fact. Okay, here you go. This is vetted. Is that me? And is that? No, it's not. Is it? Okay, moving on. Fader fact. This is vetted. The Oslo breakfast. Okay, write that down. The Oslo breakfast. Okay, you wrote it down? I did. Was a meal that began to be served to Norwegian school children starting in 1932. It was an orange, it was milk, it was whole wheat bread, a rye biscuit, cheese, a carrot, and a spoonful of cod liver oil. The Oslo breakfast. You ready? It increased the average height of 14-year-olds by 4 inches. That's right. Shortly thereafter, it was the first Norwegian Olympic basketball team. Yep, that's a fact. The Oslo breakfast. Tonight is Fader Night. Open lines all night long. The call-in number, 747 228 2051 747 228 2051. Your calls on UFOs, conspiracies, supernatural, paranormal, time travel, lost history, food, guitars, whatever. Schitt's Creek. Yeah, that's about the color. I would say it's even brighter than that, though, Dew Sky. Close, though. Yeah, it's even brighter than, that neon orange. I'm telling you, the brightest Lamborghini you've ever seen, where you got to go, man, dude, you got to paint that car. That's too bright. That's wrong. That's the color of this guitar. Look at it. It's glowing. It's crazy. All right, 747-228-2051. I am going to Sean in NorCal. Hey, man, you know what? You got whatever you want, man. You got whatever you want. That is... Oh, man. Rita, share. You got to retweet this. I can't retweet it right now. Sean from NorCal. That's beautiful, man. I'm going to save this. I don't want this picture to ever... It's Face App? Is that what does that? That's cool. Hold on. Save this. Jimmy Hair. We'll just call that Jimmy Hair. And I'll make sure it's on my desktop. Thank you for that, Sean. Let's go straight to the phones. I promised you I would do it. So I think this guy was up first. I did things backwards, so somebody was just on hold going, man, I'm up next. No, you're not. Stay right there, because this guy was up first. Turn me down in the background. Turn me down. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? Oh, man. Who's calling?
This is Eric. Can you hear me?
Oh, finally. Finally.
What?
How you doing?
I just was trying to write out that probationary period as long as I could.
No, you're still in the corner, man.
I know, but I could call in once in a while, I hope.
Yeah, okay.
Four
All right.
topics.
All right.
Okay, four topics.
No, check it out. Eric.
Okay, go ahead.
I picked up the call, didn't I?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, do you feel better now? Do you feel better?
Well, you're the only person I could talk to about these things that has the intelligence to be able to relate to what I'm saying. So I've just got all this energy bottled up, and you're like, I try to save it for you when that opportunity presents itself.
You're the cat dude. You've got 8 cats you can talk to, and they won't fight back.
Hey, I've trained the cats to stay at home, so now when I travel, they stay at home. I've got a little cat window, and I got a whole bunch of food and water, and the neighbor watches them, so I'm all good. I don't have to bring the cats anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm happy about that, so I can kind of do more things and not have to worry about them jumping out the window and chasing them around the yard for 4 days.
See, maybe you'll get to see the bunker someday.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Okay, so
I mean, no cats though. No cats.
No cats. No, yeah. Okay, so here's lots of news.
Okay.
Cut me off when you're ready.
Go.
But I want to throw this at you first. Let's get the kind of the bad news out of the way, and then let's go to the fun stuff, the UFOs and the Bigfoot. So here's a scenario. So I know what's happening in Los Angeles, obviously, in New York, and a lot of the major cities with the rioting and the COVID, obviously. But what's your take on this? And this is not me calling to, like, brag that, I live in an area where we don't have to deal with this, but the reality is on the Central Coast, for some reason, I don't know why exactly, we're not being affected by COVIDs or riots or anything. As a matter of fact, our restaurants are open. Mm-hmm. Most people aren't wearing masks, and I'm just wondering why is that's happening there, but it's everywhere else. It's I'm just trying to figure that out.
No, that's an easy answer. You want me to give you the easy answer?
Yeah, I want to hear your take on that. Sure.
Nobody cares about the Central Coast. Nobody travels there. There's no tourism. Nobody fly. That's it. The people that are on the Central Coast stay there. Exactly. That's it. You guys, come on, man. Nobody cares about the Central Coast. They haven't cared about the Central Coast since 1962. And it's beautiful place, man. Beautiful place.
It is beautiful.
Ask anybody in the United States of America where San Luis Obispo is, and you're going to get a blank stare. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Check it out. You remember Lost Boys? The movie.
Absolutely. I went to high school right across the street from where that was filmed.
Of course. Ask anybody, if they know where Lost Boys was filmed. One of the biggest films ever, right? Great film. We all love it. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. Hey, man, is it Santa Maria or Santa Clara? Or is it, wait a minute, are they even real cities? I don't know. It's there. It's on the, I think it's, isn't it like close to San Diego? No, dude. I think it's around,
Remember it was Santa Clarita.
Yeah. Santa Clarita. Right. So that's the deal. That's my answer. That's my answer. Nobody cares. Look, let me say this. Montana, okay. Right? Montana,
right?
No issues. Nobody cares about Montana. When was the last time Montana had a visitor from out of town?
Okay, let me throw this
or South Dakota or North Dakota, and the most beautiful states in the country, the most beautiful people. But there's a reason why. Okay, there's a reason why New York, Miami, L.A., San Francisco, Seattle. These are places where airplanes and tourism and people and activity are. None of that happened. Dude, That nothing happens in San Luis. You guys have no crime. You've got no issues. You've got in fact, you guys got nothing to do. You need to have a protest. You need to have some COVID.
I have a theory on why there's nothing happening here. Let me just run this by you real quick. So that major, in Lompoc has that major rocket launching spot, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the Diablo nuclear power plant in Avila Beach, which is right near Pismo. So we're in kind of what is kind of military-wise, it's a critical kind of zone. So maybe if there's some sort of strange protection going on here that's just not known about, I got the conspiracy theory, but Jason Quick would know. I don't know.
Right. See, and that's the point that I just made. You're so bored in San Luis that you got to go into that zone and just make something up because that's it. That's all you got. And we love you for it. It's one of the most beautiful, what's that house on the way? Hearst Castle, right?
Hearst Castle, San Simeon, yeah.
Yeah, San Simeon. Beautiful. How many miles south of that is from you?
South would be about an hour drive, maybe, 45 miles roughly.
That's where everybody stops. That's the last bastion going north. Nobody goes past that. Right? That's it.
Unless you're going to Big Sur or you're going that direction.
Yeah. Well, that's the other direction, though.
That's north, right?
Yeah. And that's right. And even Big Sur, it's a great name. Beautiful rock. Isn't that a beautiful rock there? But
it's awesome.
You blow through. It's so funny. You're driving up the coast and you see the Big Sur sign, right? Welcome to Big Sur. And then the next thing you know, it's 50 yards up the road. Thank you for visiting Big Sur. It's like, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah, you're in and out. Like you could if you were a person that liked to smoke while you drive, you'd be done with your smoke. You wouldn't even have your smoke finished.
No, you wouldn't. Same thing. Morro Bay, same thing. And we hear about these cities, right? We hear about them. We don't know where they're at. And when you're driving up the coast to go through Big Sur, such a famous place, right? No, until you hit like, you know what, Eric? I'm going to hold you over. Okay, so
no problem.
We'll pick up this conversation when we come back. But until you get up into Carmel, right, Monterey, until you get there, all those little cities, including San Luis, they're just little blips on the radar. It's just you drive past them in seconds. So. Yeah, there you go.
Hold on, I got to cut you off, and I know you're going to go to break.
I'm going to break.
What was that guy, Rodolfo, that made that UFO movie in Monterey? I think Rodolfo or something like that.
I have no idea. But you can tell me when we come back after this break. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Awakening Man decided to call in tonight. And since I just walked all over him, I'm going to hold him over. More with Eric after this break. It is FADERNIGHT, Thursday night, 747-228-2051. I'm in a great mood. I just got my Father's Day guitar. It's neon orange. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black Blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
OMG! People are jumping on board to the Life Change Tea Regiment. Brew, steep, and drink for a gentle, taste-great cleanse. It's changing how they feel. See what everybody's talking about. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Life Change Tea aids in digestive slowdown and helps people get moving down a healthy path. We won't make claims. We'll just let you decide. Experience is much better than a commercial anyway. If you want results, log on to getthetea.com and purchase your super strength cleansing tea. You won't be disappointed. And if you're looking for some mind-body suggestions, go to YouTube and punch in the search bar Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. Put power into your health now. So, getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com for super strength tea. And YouTube, Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now for valuable suggestions. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Thursday night, Fader night. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. Had Grant Cameron on the show last night. Great conversation. So much to discuss there. I would love to get into the UFO topic tonight. I would love to. Any subject in UFOs. I'll go there tonight. I'm in the mood. 747-228-2051. And right before the break, we were talking to Eric, Awakening Man, and who's trying to get out of the corner. He's been in the corner with his nose facing the corner now for quite a long time. And but you're trying to get a hall pass. So there you go. So okay. So what's on your mind tonight, Eric? Let's go down the list.
Okay, well, first of all, the Cristoforo Rapolo, which I don't know if you've had him on the show. He did that movie Curse of the Man Who Sees UFOs. I know you've talked about him before on your show. I just don't know if you've interviewed him.
No, I've watched kind of a sad documentary, exciting documentary. Yeah. Exciting, it's but he's somebody that's seeing something, and
he's seeing that stuff was about 45 minutes from where I grew up, so it's kind of cool when it's that close to your home and somebody makes a movie. It's kind of neat. But you live out there you're not too far from Topanga Canyon. They've written books and made movies about your area too, so you can relate to that, I'm sure.
So, have you ever met him?
No, but I want to. He's on the list. I want to meet him. I want to meet Freeman. He's another guy that I think is pretty interesting. He'd be kind of cool to have on. Here I am trying to tell you who I would like to have on the show, but I'd love to hear what Freeman's take is on all this. He likes to go deep down that rabbit hole.
Who, Freeman Fly?
Yeah, Freeman Fly. He dropped the fly. Now it's just Freeman.
Yeah. He dropped the fly quite a while ago. He's a great dude, man. He's a great dude. He's been part of this show since the very beginning. So yeah. All right. I'm surprised that you.
Let me run this by you. So,
okay.
So COVID and in the lockdown, you know, I participated, you know, for 3 weeks. I stayed home. I did everything I was told to do, and that's fine. And then I came to my, you know, I'm not saying my theory is the right theory or it's the theory everybody should follow, but my thinking was, you know, I'm just going to get in my car and drive because I'm tired of being cooped up in my house for 3 weeks. And so I came to Sedona. But on the way to Sedona, I stopped in Kingman. And before I went to Kingman, I've been in touch with Harry Drew, and I said, you know, if I want to see UFOs in Kingman, where do I go? He says, take Old Stockton Road, about 20 miles into the desert. It's on the way to Red Lake, where they had the crash in 1953. He says, you go out there at night, you'll see UFOs. So myself, John Polk, Sarah from Gaia, and Brad Olson, we all went out there about a month ago. And within a period of about a half an hour, with the night vision and without the night vision, we saw, no exaggeration, at least 15 or 20 UFOs in a half an hour.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So that was a lot of fun.
And what do you think is bringing these UFOs in? Is it your magnetic personality? Are you guys doing CE5s? Do you have pastrami sandwiches?
The magnetic mountain. There's a mountain range there, apparently, as you know, and I learned from people that come on your show, like Pilates and the guys, you know, anytime you got granite and crystal embedded in rock, my opinion is, based on my research and my personal endeavors, that if you go to those areas, you've got a better chance. And so these are the areas that I go to, and I've been seeing them. We went up to Happy Jack, Arizona 3 weeks ago. Brad didn't make it, but we had Ra and Krista, who Rob was on your show, and then John Polk and myself, and we were seeing them literally 2,000 to 3,000 feet away, hovering over the giant pines and just floating. I mean, I've put the video out there. You've probably seen it, but we're here in Sedona right now, and we had what I think and what everybody else thinks was the Bigfoot was making noises. John Polk's there, and I'm not making this up. We think we heard the sounds of the Muggion monster, is what it's called in Sedona. They call it the Muggion monster. Anyway, so we're going to go back tomorrow. Sarah's going to be here in about an hour. And so I think Brad Olson's going to be here. So we're trying to get as many people up there, many witnesses as possible. We've got the night vision. We're 7 miles off the grid. There's nobody camping within 7 miles of where we are. We're about 8,000 feet up. It's about an hour and a half from Flagstaff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like fun. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I would like to encourage. I know Rita wouldn't go, but I know your buddy there that went skydiving, Steve, right?
Yeah,
He's
Steve.
into Bigfoot. I want to encourage you guys at some point, if you get in your Jeep, you and Steve, and of course Rita if she wants to come, and make the trip. And I got a generator. It's like living in a luxury campsite. You know, we've got everything up there. We can, you know, all the goodies.
Do you have granite countertops?
Not yet. We're working on that.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, that's the prerequisite.
We're having a good time, and I really would love it. You got to go. If you're going to take your Jeep anywhere, this is the place to take it. I'm not kidding you. It's a dirt road, but it's not bad. I mean, you can handle it. I did it in my van, so I know your Jeep can handle it.
You have a van?
Yeah, I got that. You remember that van, that beige van? I'm living in the van when I go camping now. I just camp in the van. I took out all the seats and put a queen size mattress back there, and you know, I'm in the van. I'm crashing at night, and
man, you're dedicated. No, I haven't seen the van. I've only seen the BMW, the 750 or whatever that thing is.
Well, they got I didn't get the Mercedes, you know, the $100,000 one. I went for the Chevy Express van that I bought used, and I put a new motor in it, and so I put about $10,000 into it, but it's like a new van because the people that owned it before me took really good care of it. So new radiator, you know, so I don't have a new fuel filter and brand new tire.
Okay. So this is your UFO research vehicle. So you're heading out.
Yeah.
Into the wilderness, and you're set up. You're good to go.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like fun,
now,
man.
If I see a Bigfoot, or if I text it to you? I mean, I don't know if we're going to get any pictures, but if we get sounds, what? Don't bother me. I'm talking to Jimmy.
Okay. All right. Well, any other UFO news?
Well, I mean, I could put John on the phone, but he'd probably take another hour of your time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Great. I can see it.
Okay. You guys have fun. You guys have fun. Say hello to Brad for me and Reverend and everybody. You guys have fun. And
Laughlin in November is still on, right? Laughlin in November still on.
Yeah, if you listen to the show once in a while,
I do.
You should once in a while listen to the show, because I actually announce Laughlin 3 times per episode. So if you listen to the show, you would get the announcement.
Well, the spot that you guys are going to go to for the night vision is going to blow people's minds. I just want to plant that seed that anybody that goes, you're going to see petroglyphs and you're going to see UFOs. I can guarantee it right now, because you're going to be pumped. Not only is the conference going to be great, but the little excursion, and it's not very far. I mean,
what?
20 minute drive.
There's petroglyphs on the top of the Aquarius Hotel?
No. Where you're going to go? You're going to do the night vision at the top of the Aquarius?
Yeah. We're going to go to the top of the Aquarius.
You're going to go to the petroglyphs. There's like 20 minutes away. There's a place where there's a.
Oh, you guys.
Anyway.
You guys go there. Okay, you guys go there with everybody. I'm on the top of the Aquarius.
Yeah. Well, you'll see them. You just point the night vision towards Kingman, which is right over the mountainside over there. You'll see them.
Okay. All right. Eric.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Okay,
it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun.
Go back
to Tepe. Give my best to everybody.
You got it. Take care.
Eric, Awakening Man. I'm just messing with him. Of course, we've got a special spot out. There's a petroglyphs and some other things that are out there. It's about 8 miles away from the hotel where we're doing the night vision. I'm just messing with Eric. I love messing with Eric. He's got all the messing he can handle. And so there you go. 747-228 2051, and it's your night. It's Thursday night. It's Fader night. It is open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. And okay, you know what? I'm going to go here. I'm just going to answer these. Well, this is what I'm going to try to do. Those that have been on hold the longest. So with that, let's go here next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
How you doing, man?
Hey, JT, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm safe tonight, that's for sure. Got enough police running around Lily over here, state police, Indianapolis cops.
Yeah.
Definitely safe.
Yeah, I think the crazy stuff is over.
Yeah.
So,
I want to try to keep it short so that get some other callers in there.
Sure.
If that's okay. All right. Let's see. Justin Derrico. What do you think of him?
I don't know.
Guitar player.
What's his name?
Justin Derrico, Pink's guitar player for Pink.
Oh, for Pink. No, I'm not familiar with him. Is he good?
Oh man, he's awesome.
Okay.
I mean, I mean, you have to check it out. I guess it's let's see. Don't Let Me Get Me would be the song to check out, the live version at Wembley Stadium, if you can check that one out.
Okay.
He really rips it up. All right. What about our synchronicity last week? I'm tweeting it right now. I don't know if you saw it. The 28th Fader night, I asked you to have Don Dawkins as a guest request. And the 29th, and you're like, I don't know if he wants to be in the limelight, the thing last year where he went off stage. The 29th, Blabbermouth puts it out. I just sent the link to you on Twitter that he is releasing in August the 78 to 1981 Dawkins Lost Songs is coming out in August. Is that a synchronicity or what?
Yeah, you gotta love it when that stuff happens, man. You gotta love it.
Crazy.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Love it.
I just sent you the link so you can look at it when you get a chance, you know.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'll do that during the break. I
sent it to you right when it happened. I'm like, crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. What'd you think about Grant Cameron last night?
Well, I loved it, you know, and I did put one thing out there, you know, but because he kind of, for some reason, it made me think, I got this saying that I say, nobody ever believes the truth. So you tell the truth about something would happen, like the lights on Shasta going from 0 to gone in a second, and people look at it like I'm wearing a tinfoil hat,
Mm-hmm.
But if I make up a story, and I've tested it, I make up this elaborate story about whatever, I can't remember what they are because they're elaborate. They go, wow, really? And I go, no, that did not happen. I'm just teasing you.
Right.
But they believe a wild story like that, but the truth, when you tell somebody the truth, they just look at you like, whatever.
Yeah, I know. I go through it all the time. I go through it, and I have taken the time to share some pretty crazy experiences that I've gone through with other people. And about as crazy as it can possibly be. Not a blip, not a ripple, nothing, right? And then you could just make something up, and everybody's just gonna bite. So I don't know. I don't know why it is that way. I really don't. And we can look at examples of this, JT, not only inside of the UFO community, Bigfoot, whatever, crypto,
right, no matter what
the ghost community, supernatural, paranormal, and you see examples of that. And then we have right now with coronavirus and COVID and these protests, which now the big news, big stories, obviously, and then the made up stuff that goes along with all of that, purely made up fiction that has turned into being a bigger story than the already crazy enough story that is there. That's the foundation of it. And it's just,
and the asteroids fly by and nobody knows about it.
Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about it.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy world that we find ourselves in.
So real quick, what is your favorite brand of guitar? Pickups, amps, and pedals. Brands. Like that Jackson?
Yeah, I like Jackson.
That Jackson is nice.
Yeah, it's a great guitar.
Play that.
It's a great guitar. I'm a Fender Strat guy. I'm a Fender Strat guy.
Okay.
If I was going to go with a brand, I like Ibanez. I've got a few of those. I got a few Jacksons. I've got all the custom-made guitars, too, as well.
Right.
Not really a big Gibson guy.
Okay.
Even though
but you're going to go to an island, you get to take one brand of guitar. Which one you take?
Oh, Fender Strat. Yeah.
Fender, okay.
Yeah, Fender Strat. Pickups. Seymour Duncan Classic Stacks.
Yeah, I should know now.
The single coil.
Seymour Duncan.
Yep.
Amp. You have one amp to take to the island with you.
I would probably go with a Fender Twin.
I got a basement.
You know what? Or maybe a Marshall. An '80s hot rodded.
Okay, you only get one. You only get one though.
I know.
On the island.
Yeah. Probably a Marshall 900 from the '80s.
Marshall. Okay, that's it. Was that all right?
Yeah.
All right, last one, pedal. You get one brand of pedal.
One pedal. Crybaby Wah-Wah. Crybaby Wah-Wah.
Crybaby. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
All right. And the last thing, real quick, the emails, man. I read an email the other day. I think I sent it to you, so I'm going to send one right now as a test because I don't know why I'm not getting any reply at all. Because now I'm even on the website. I'm trying to go ahead and sign up as a game changer because the donation thing really didn't go through or whatever. So I'm trying, and it's saying my password's wrong, so I put my email in to get the password to change, and then I never get an email. And then so I tried to register it again.
It just came in. JT, relax, man. It just came in. Are you guys getting this? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. It just obviously you've been doing something wrong because it just came in. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm trying to change my password, and it won't send me a link.
Well, that's not up to me. I don't have any control of that. I don't have any control. You got to write Drew. I don't control the website, man.
What's Drew? How do I get a hold of him?
That's on the website. It's on the website.
Okay.
Everything's there for you.
I'm just trying to be quick because I know I want to let you get to other callers.
All right, JT.
Tonight on that. I love y'all.
I love you back. Give me the horn.
Number 624 to 26, everybody. Go bet Big Teppy. Love you all, FADERNIGHT. There you go.
Thank you, JT. Be safe out there in Indy. And, if you guys have any issues with the website or anything else that is going on, Drew's email is right there. And you can always send me an email directly on the website. That is possible. You can get that into as well. It's all easy to do. I don't run the website. I don't deal with customer service. I don't do any of that. So you ask me those questions. I have no clue. So, okay. Let's see here. Let me look at the clock. I'm going to do this. I am going to bring in an international call, and I think this is coming in from, I'm just looking at the country code here. I think this is Australia. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hello, Jimmy. My name's, I'll go with Ben. I'm calling from Melbourne, Australia. How are you, mate?
Yeah, what's your name?
Ben.
Ben?
Benji, Ben.
Oh, Ben, what's going on?
Me.
Yeah, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day here. I decided to tune into your program. I love it. Listen from YouTube. Been listening for many years, First time I'm going to call in because I wanted to share a story with your FADERNIGHT and with yourself.
Right on. Do you know how big of an audience we have in Australia?
No, I don't, because for me, it's an audience of one.
Yeah, you know what? And that's the way it should be. This show is for you. Well, it's actually for me, but yeah, and how cool is that? So you're not calling in because I love AC/DC and the Bee Gees, right? And In Excess.
Yeah, well, dude, I'm an old industry guy myself, too. My dad was a professional musician. He used to work for the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. He played with Sinatra and Pavarotti, you name it. He's one of those gun players that used to get around. But I fell into the music world very early, so I get where you're coming from. This show is basically everything that I'm about. It's about sort of film. It's about conspiracy, about aliens, and music, of course. So me being a muso and worked in the industry, I love it. I dig all the cross section of the different stories that you get on this show.
Right on.
Brilliant.
Right on. Okay, so Benji,
so
what you got for us tonight?
Well, I wanted to share with you my very highly secret story about September 11th. And it's quite controversial for me and controversial to tell, but I've been always wanting to phone and tell you about it because it dovetails with so many of the shows that I've heard. And, of course, I've been writing it down in a book, but I've never been sure whether or not I want to release it because it's so personal. So, so in Australia, we're behind, of course. And at the time, I was just working in an electrical store selling hi-fi, right? But I'd already had a number of different experiences leading up to them. So at this point, I was in my early 20s. I was with a girlfriend. I had a band. My priorities were very much focused on my community and playing gigs and things like that. So the UFO thing was always there, and it was of interest to me, but I couldn't quite go the full belief yet, because, I'd seen UFOs, I'd had encounters, but it was still so fantastical that I couldn't grasp it until this very night that something happened that really, really opened my eyes to what could be happening. So my brother was a New York Yankee. I don't think you wouldn't know that, but his name was Mitch Evans, and he was a catcher.
A catcher for the New York Yankees. Yeah. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, he got signed when he was about 15 or 16, and then he got sent over to Florida for spring training, all that sort of stuff. So he'd come and go quite regularly, but on this occasion he'd probably just come back from actually it was on the day he got out of Manhattan in September 10 here in Australia, and we were sitting around having dinner and talking. I've never been to America. I've always wanted to, and New York was one of those places I wanted to go, but I really didn't have a big understanding of what was going on over there at the time. But anyway, we had dinner, we had a beer, and I went to bed Very, very simple. Had to get up in the morning. Anyway, through the course of the night, I get a panicked person coming into my room beside my bed, right, grabbed my shoulder and shook me awake. Ben, wake up, right, with that level of intensity right in my ear. And I turn over and there's a shadowy figure standing over my bed. With me in my groggy state, I was a bit concerned, didn't know who it was, and I was no stranger to being visited in the night at this point, and I was a little bit annoyed. Then the being beside the bed became exasperated and put a device on my head. Right, so this thing was like a triangle device. It had some unusual lights on the inside of it. It came out of its pocket, or what looked like a cloak, and rammed it down on top of my head, at which point my entire body got flooded with this electrical sensation. Like nothing I've ever quite experienced before from anything else. I have been electrocuted, but this was much more intense. This feeling flooded through my body, and my consciousness seemed to pass through what looked like a wormhole. This complex, like, flurry of lights and fractals, till I was standing in a really large, or a fairly large auditorium room. Everything was dark, and the floor seemed to be made of what looked like black marble. But it was not quite like that, because they started projecting images around my feet. So this floor was it was almost like a television screen or something. You can put screensaver or something. But around my feet there were these beautiful koi fish and a calming pond. And I looked around me, and there were other people in this room too. But we were all standing apart from each other by about maybe 5 meters, and we weren't allowed to really move. And there's a lady standing in front of me, and she had a robe on, a night robe. And she turned around and looked at me with like this look of like horror and concern, like I said, where am I? And I was thinking the same thing. It was a big dark room with a curved sort of side to it. The air was filtered. Like there's a whole bunch of sensations that go along with this. Now, as we were there, we witnessed an event occur, which involved an enormous explosion and this incredible torrent of energy that flew out from the explosion, including these horrible screams and torment and pain. It was probably one of the most terrific things I've ever witnessed. This scene carried out, these buildings exploding. And within the next thing I know, I was back at my house talking to a very regular human being. He had like a little insignia on. He had camel chinos on. And it looked like something like an aerospace guy would wear.
Benji, let me jump in.
Yes.
I've got to take a break. I'm going to hold you over, okay?
Yes.
And I wanted to get to a good spot to take a break in. So that's a perfect.
Yeah, we do it now.
Yeah, we are. So we'll be right back. We've got Benji live from Melbourne, Australia, sharing his event 9/11, and pretty amazing. We'll finish all of that when we come back after this short break. 747-228-2051. Fade to Black, Fader Night, open lines all night long. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I'm a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Introducing the new Surfer Music app. Listen, fade or not, you know I love my music. This is my go-to for all things notes. The Surfer app is a brand new concept in music listening. Surfer is free, providing unlimited access to thousands of live streaming radio stations. Surfer is an exciting, interactive listening experience. Discovery and surprise are built right in. Surfer is your destination to discover and rediscover great live streaming music. It features high-quality audio streams, free access to music from thousands of live streaming radio stations, unlimited listening, unlimited skipping. You get a music visualizer, and you can also select your favorite channels. Get it at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search Surfer Music or click on the Surfer banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Go back, Lee Tappy.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now to angioprim.com. That's ANGIOPRIM.com. Or to speak with a trained consultant. Give Angioprim a call at 954-882-7221. That's 954-882-7221.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Thursday night, Fader night, best night of the week. Hanging out with all of you. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. You can follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Hashtag F2B is the sandbox. You can join the conversation there. Hello to everybody that is listening and watching all around the world. Right before the break, we got a call from Benji in Melbourne, Australia, and recounting
his experience with 9/11. And Benji, where we left off after, it sounded like, you got a download, you got a vision, you got something plugged in, and that happened.
Yeah.
The electricity through the body, I thought, was a great description of that. But after that, you arrive at home. What happened next?
Well, this is an interesting point because I was on my back deck and I was talking to it was a human, it's a very, very human guy, ordinary clothes, and he appeared to have what looked like a chevron insignia on his polo shirt, really nondescript. This man, was older. He was in his 60s, I'd say, and he had some very basic glasses on. And he was explaining that I had been given the privilege of witnessing something that obviously very terrible and a turning point for our planet and our civilization. And he said that they were going to be coming back for me again soon. And he said for me to sit tight and wait. And while he was telling me this, I thought I'd be waiting for a little while. So at this point, I shot up, and I was in my bedroom, completely wide awake. And my girlfriend, she was sitting there. Everything was dark. It's quite, it's very, very quiet where I was. There was no signs of anything going on, apart from the fact that I knew that I just had another contact experience. And she woke up, and she's like, "Ben, what's happened?" And I said, "Rebecca, I think something terrible has just occurred. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to the toilet, and I'll be back. And if I don't come back, lay well look for me," And that's how scared I was. And so I go and do that, and I come back, and immediately I fall into a deep sleep. Now this is where the experiences always cross over. There's visions, there's downloads, and then something else is going on with these contact experiences that I can't fully explain. But one of them, at this point, I slip into this vision again, and I'm hovering over a road in the middle of the country. There's like cornfields on either side, and in the middle of this road, there is a white Ford just driving, right? And I'm following it up over the top of it, and I'm looking down, and all of a sudden my consciousness descends through the roof of the car and into the back seat. And I become aware of my surroundings. I'm like, okay, I'm in this car. It's like a government-issued vehicle, right? And behind the seat, okay, is there's a man in a camel trench coat with a fedora on. Okay, now this is where, at the time, is completely ridiculous, but now totally consistent with some of the reports that I've been hearing. And this guy has this real high collar on around his face, so you can only see his eyes and the slight color of his skin. And we're talking about a tall white right here. Like, he was looking at me through the rear vision mirror with those big eyes, right? And I looked at him, and I asked him this question. I said, "Is it true that there are people out to harm our planet tonight?" And the thing just looked at me and nodded gravely. I sat in the car, and we drove into the city of what I now know as New York. But at this point in time, we get out of the car, and he stands in front of Ground Zero, right? And at this point, there was emergency vehicles everywhere. We had army, we had police, we had the fire department. It was everything, the smoke, the chaos, the noise, everything. And he's standing in front of this wreck, imparting with me this knowledge. Not all of it I can give to you, but the gist of what he was saying is that there was an incredible turning point taking place right now, and that somebody had committed an atrocity, and this is going to send our civilization off in a very dark direction. And a lot of it had to do with them imparting to me that my life was also going to be pulled along with these changes, and that I had to trust in them in the process that I was going through. Now, and I apologize, sorry. After all of this had occurred, and he downloaded this information to me, and I was looking at this wreckage, I wake up to my door being bashed in by my mother, because we were all staying at my parents' house that night, and she asked me to go downstairs and hold my brother and give him a big hug, because he nearly didn't make it out of America that day to come back here, and he was living around the corner from the trade towers. And that is when I actually saw it physically happen on the news in the morning. and it was a terrific shock. I would probably put that down to. It's something that still traumatizes me to this day. But the message that was contained in that vision and that download was highly significant to what had happened then and to where we are now, I believe.
Did they continue?
At this point in time in my life.
Did they continue? Did the contact continue?
Oh, yeah. I've had countless. Just about. I mean, I could talk quite a lot about my different experiences, the ones leading up to this point and the ones subsequent. Pardon, there's a truck going past. Even about 2 weeks before this happened, I had a medical contact from someone there who placed something behind my right ear. I woke up with an incision behind my ear and a lump that's still there today that buzzes and clicks and does all the things that I later on found out that Whitley Strieber had, something very similar. And of course, I followed the work of Roger Lear too, in order to try and understand what might be happening in regards to that. Living with that has been quite disturbing, I would say. It's disturbing and interesting, and unnerving, particularly when it starts to heat up and cause great discomfort. I'm not sure whether or not that has something to do with the ability for them to be able to download information to me. I'm not so sure. But as a person who had a very, my life was my girlfriend, my guitars, holding down my job, and this other thing has been an almost intrusive element on my life in many ways, someone trying to grab my attention. Because to my mind, I thought, why are you showing me this? Because I don't have the ability to affect anything, right, at this point in time. It's not like that show Medium, where she has a vision and she solves a crime. It wasn't like that.
Right.
It was a fact of living with this at that point and carrying on with your life, despite these remarkable encounters that I was having. So it has taken me quite a long time to become okay with some of the things that I've seen, even though I'm not completely okay with some of the operational stuff that I've seen. But the beings that are involved in this one event that I had, and subsequent ones, are greatly varied. I mean, we've got the short greys, the ones that come down and do the drone work, and then you go up and you've got the medium-sized greys, the tall whites, the mantises, and some blondes too. And it's almost like a coalition, I suppose, of people that have got an incredibly vested interest in our planet and its biological diversity. They consider it to be of great importance, and also the people that live here too. They have a tremendous amount of compassion for where we are headed and the kinds of things that we're seeing now, the destruction and the clashing of the cultures that is occurring. I mean, this is right on the cusp of something extremely large that is about to happen again.
What do you when you go through these experiences and you may have memory of other people talking about this before you started to have them, or while you're but you hear other people's experiences and you think, man, you know what? They're crazy. And then you go through it yourself, and then you're forced to take a step back and look at the world around you and say, to yourself, maybe out loud, maybe to those around you, that the world isn't what it seems to be. There's something else going on here, and I know it now. These other people that are talking about this that I used to think are crazy are not so crazy, right? How do you start to deal with it? Yeah, how do you start to deal with it?
It's I'll be honest, therapy, meditation, and being honest with yourself about what you think you know and what you don't know. I like to go through my life not putting things in boxes. There's a great deal that I don't know, and I want to experience, and I want to understand. I'm not interested in belief. I'm interested in experience and how that informs your reality going forward. So I like to remain open to what's going on, and I think because I didn't immediately grasp on, aliens, and go over the edge with this, that was to my benefit, because now I can sit here and be quite dispassionate about the things that I have seen, the incredible craft, and the inside of these ships. It's tough because you hear so many people making those assertions. Oh, you're crazy, you're hallucinating, you're schizophrenic, and everything else like that. And of course, for my own mental health, I had to go and talk to someone about this. And I've got a fantastic psychiatrist who is making very, very detailed notes about my entire life.
What does he? Hold on, Benji. What does he say?
Sorry, sir.
What does your psychiatrist say? Is he on board? Is he on board? Literally.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Well, because he does. Yeah. He's an older gent. Older fella, he's been around, he's worked all over the world, and he has an incredible history, and his speciality, as it turns out, is consciousness, right? Is that he likes to get people to, if you have a mental health complaint, there is the medication side, but there's also the mindfulness aspect of it, of living with something that is, can take you, and when you've got certain types of mental health condition, you don't get a choice as to how you feel on that day. So he helps you to deal with that, and he's been remarkably supportive and very, very interested in those experiences himself, and he's helping me to understand and manage it in a real way, so that I can continue to go about my life in a productive fashion.
Have you seen? Yeah, totally. Have you seen the movie Horse Girl?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
no.
Check it out. Check it out. Now, there is the reason why I'm suggesting that you check it out is it. For me, it was disturbing because it was somebody that was having experiences like yourself, right? And she doesn't know how to deal with it. She's seeing a psychiatrist, right? Her friends and her coworkers and her family, and everybody kind of knows what's going on, but they're not, and it's from her point of view on trying to deal with it, and it's a very, very, very heavy movie with a kick-ass ending. Right, just it's an ending where you go, well, that's what they get for not listening, right? And so,
look, that's it. And over the years, this experience has unfolded for me too, and I guess for all of us. And that the things that I couldn't talk about in the early 2000s or the late 90s when I had my first big contact experience. I mean, it was so isolating, Jimmy. At the time when I had my first experience, I couldn't log onto the internet and just go, "Hey, man, what was that all about?" There was no Richard Dolan, So I mean, there was nothing really informing my experience in the first place. I mean, I woke up after having this incredible encounter, completely dismayed for years because it just continued to happen until I started to accept what was going on.
What about
now, of course, over the past few years?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
I was going to say, what about the UFO community there in Australia? It's pretty big. Have you reached out to anybody in the community?
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have, and I've spoken at a few meetings. Particularly, there's a very fine community in Queensland, which is where I was living for some time, and they were extremely interested. I got up in front of a room full of people, and I told them some of my stories, and I had some extremely I just remember the looks on their faces because it was beyond me just saying, "Hey, I saw a UFO once," because I never. My first experience was being in one, not seeing one. I didn't see one till many years later. I really wanted to, of course.
Right.
But they were quite helpful and understanding. But at the same time, there's limits to what people can do because when you are having such visceral face-to-face experiences. All I can do is share, and because most people don't have that frame of reference, okay, to understand what you're going through. It's so incredibly different for even your friends or your family to be able to put that into something that they can use. So of course I've opened up a lot to people over the years, and sometimes to my detriment. As people do think that there's something seriously wrong with you, or you're just been the alien guy. But I didn't want to be the alien guy. I wanted to be the music guy.
Right. Me too.
And this thing just keeps hitting me, so to speak.
Right.
Very, very persistently.
Well,
so I thought today, I saw you on, and I had to reach out. It's the first time I've ever done this, Jimmy. First time.
Well, and I really appreciate the phone call, and that this audience is listening and is connecting, and you should follow us on Twitter. Hashtag F2B is the sandbox where everybody hangs out. And as soon as you said Melbourne, Twitter lights up, and all of the Fadernauts over there, and
cool.
And we have a huge community over there in Australia, man, and they would love to hear from you. So welcome.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be sure to connect, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Benji, what a great phone call, and call back and continue to share your experiences. I would love to hear more.
It'll be my pleasure, Jimmy. Thank you so much, and mate, you keep rolling that rock uphill, mate, because you have got me through some pretty difficult times.
Thank you.
I just want to say personally, thank you.
Thank you, Benji. But
thank you.
You got to give me a Melbourne Gobekli Tepe.
Gobekli Tepe.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to hit my black coffee right now too. Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much, Benji. Enjoy the rest of your day.
No worries, my brother.
Thank you so much.
And you too. Peace.
It's a great phone call. That's a perfect phone call right there. First-time caller, Australia, with an experience, continuing experiences like that. And not only, it goes without saying how much we enjoy our Australian faction, right, if you will, of Fadernauts that listen to this show. It's awesome. It is totally awesome. We have got to, with everybody from Australia that listens to this show, we've got to get a trip booked over to Australia. So I'm just putting out the vibe to the universe now. I want to get over to Australia. So does Rita. We've got to get over there as soon as we can. Let's jump back on the phones. Hi, you're live on Faded Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Kevin from West Virginia.
Hey, Kevin. How are you tonight?
Pretty good. I've been listening a lot to Frank Zappa today.
Oh, which one?
And just about everything. I got a whole bunch of Zappa. But I remember this. He did an album back in the late 70s, live from New York.
Yeah, great album.
And there was a song. It was all instrumental. And it was called The Purple Lagoon.
Yep.
And when I first heard it, out of nowhere comes this guitar solo. And so I'm going, wow, this is a really cool Frank Zappa style guitar solo. The fact is, he did not play that live. That was an overdubbed solo that he recorded in the studio and then inserted it into the live version.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very famous story. And I remember when he would talk about this in interviews, and it's in the liner notes, right? It's all there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just going, wait a minute here. And because the solo, and he's done that a few times, by the way, Kevin, that's not the only time that he has done that, but it's magic in that track, right? You have no idea that it is two recordings that were done independent of each other, and
right.
It's mind blowing. But it's not the only time that he's done that. There's I'm trying to think of he did something with Patrick O'Hearn and took Patrick O'Hearn's bass part from another track and laid it over the center. And it was just like, wait a minute, you did what? I've been enjoying this for 2 years, and you're telling me they're not even the same songs? They weren't even recorded at the same place? But,
right. I did some reading on it. He actually did this a lot back during the Mothers of Invention period. He would swap out stuff. And sometimes, you mentioned Joe's Garage several times. Those would be from previous compositions where he would insert guitar solos into a brand new composition. Bring somebody come in to play percussion or something, and I'm going, wow. It's like going down a rabbit hole. But it just proves that Frank Zappa not only was a great musician, conductor, writer of music, he was just brilliant all around. And we need somebody like that in music today that's an innovator. And that's Frank Zappa.
Yeah. We don't have a Zappa today. We got a few guys that are close. But no, Zappa was a singular. It was about 2 weeks ago on Cello, the music app for television. You get it on, it's a music channel, I should say, music network. And they have a Zappa concert from 1981. And I'm trying to think where it was. It's Halloween. It's a Halloween show on Halloween night. I'm trying to think of the city that it's in. It may be New York. I could be wrong. Anyway, Steve Vai's on guitar. So he's got the classic band, right? He's got Ike Willis on vocals. He's got Zappa on guitar. He's got Chad Wackerman. Yep, on drums. Patrick O'Hearn on bass. And I'm trying to think of the two keyboard players that are also playing percussion. It's not Ruth Underwood. She's not in the band. But anyway, back to my point. The classic lineup, right? And Steve is probably, that's 81, so Steve is probably 19, 20 years old. He's a kid. He's playing his Strat on this, his first guitar. And that's how old this is. Anyway, so I went through and I watched that whole concert beginning to end, and absolute devastatingly genius type of musicianship going on, because he's playing old tracks, he's playing new tracks, he's playing the current stuff with Steve Vai, he's playing older stuff, but to have them perform this stuff live, it's unreal. I mean, I just couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I saw that tour. In
order even to get into Frank's band, you had to sight read.
No,
just
not
have
true.
The sheet music right there.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
If you could cut that,
no, that's not.
In.
That's not true. That's not true.
That's not true.
No, it's not true. He had plenty of people in the band that didn't sight read. Now, if you are going to go in blind into Frank Zappa's band and you don't sight read, you're going to have issues. But if he liked you as a musician. I'm trying to think of the original bass player for the Mothers of Invention. His name escapes me right now. Played on like the first 4 or 5 records. He didn't sight read. And, man, what was his name? I could see his face. It doesn't matter. But, no, it was about musicianship. Now, when you get into, some, I'm not sure if Ike Willis sight read. I don't know. Watching his guitar playing, he's a great singer. I'm not sure that. And what about the two singers from the Turtles, right? That came in and sang with him for like 10 albums. They didn't sight read.
Well, what about Adrian Belew?
Adrian, I would say he could write music. I don't know. I know Adrian Belew pretty well. I don't know. Maybe Adrian doesn't sight read. That's a good point. I'm going to have
to do some research on this.
And I got to get to a break. Kevin, you're the best, man. Nothing like a Frank Zappa conversation on a Thursday night on Fade to Black. You're the best, man.
Right.
Go Beckley Tepe.
Go Beckley Tepe.
That's what I'm talking about. Kevin from West Virginia. And I've got to head to a break. I'm going to do that right now. More of your phone calls are next. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. I'm your Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Do you want to be an official FADERNIGHT? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Introducing the new Surfer Music app. Right there. Listen, FADERNIGHT, you know I love my music. This is my go-to for all things notes. The Surfer app is a brand new concept in music listening. Surfer is free, providing unlimited access to thousands of live streaming radio stations. Surfer is an exciting, interactive listening experience. Discovery and surprise are built right in. Surfer is your destination to discover and rediscover great live streaming music. It features high-quality audio streams, free access to music from thousands of live streaming radio stations, unlimited listening, unlimited skipping. You get a music visualizer, and you can also select your favorite channels. Get it at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search Surfer Music or click on the Surfer banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Go Beckley Tepe.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
If you have hard water, the lime scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate lime scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Are you intrigued by paranormal talk radio? You'll love the new paranormal radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the paranormal radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now. The paranormal radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Don't have a live mic. You guys are imagining things. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Thursday night, Fader Night. Open lines all night long. And now I would like to welcome back to the program, Stacy with an I. Stacy, how you doing?
Your enthusiasm is so great, Jimmy.
What's going on?
Nothing. What's going on with you?
I don't know. It's Denver. I'm thinking, what part of the Rocky Mountains are you in?
I'm close to Boulder.
You're close to Boulder. And, what is amazing to me, for the people around the country that have never been to Denver or Boulder, that part, is that the mountains are truly right there, right?
They are.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, spectacularly.
But this is what blew my mind when I got there, and it's beautiful, right? But they're not that big. They're not that big because, they talk about, well, first off, you guys are already a mile in, right? You guys already have the elevation, right? So you may be looking at, that from sea level, it might be 12,000 feet, but from Denver, it's like, it's a couple of yards. Yeah, it's a hill. It's a couple of yards.
But we have a lot of impressive mountains. Colorado and some of them make a hobby of climbing all of the giant peaks in the state. And I don't remember how many there are. That is not a hobby of mine, but they're big.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And they don't end.
They don't.
They don't end. No. You just drive everywhere in Colorado that you go to, you've got a mountain staring at you. It's just like, man.
Well, no, that's actually not true. If you get out to the Eastern Plains,
wait a minute.
See the mountain.
Yeah, you got to turn left, right? And so you turn, you turn left, and you got those in your rear view mirror. And I've done that, right? I've told the story. I went tornado chasing out in the plains out there, and dashed out of Denver, went down the hill, right, and the next thing you look. Like, where'd the mountains go? And you turn around, they're behind you, and then in front of you, it's flat all the way to the Atlantic. Right? It's
forever.
It's forever. Oh man, I love Denver. I love Denver so much. So yeah, we're going to. I
know you're going to.
I'm only coming out for Dan's coffee. That's the only reason I'm going to Denver.
I'm pretty happy to hear that, actually.
Right on. So, what's going on?
I want to first of all, I would like to put Eric Awakening Man back in the corner for just a little bit.
Okay. Done.
Okay. And while he's in the corner, no pastrami sandwiches.
Okay, no. Done. Consider it done.
Okay. I wanted to talk about Star Wars.
The Artificial Intelligence Conference in Laughlin, Nevada?
The very one. Exactly. You've heard of it too?
Yeah. I think it's November 5th and the 6th, 2020 through the 8th, I think.
You are correct.
Right.
You are correct.
Is that at the Aquarius Hotel and Casino?
It is. It's there in Laughlin, Nevada. And I've never been to Laughlin, but it's supposed to be spectacularly beautiful.
Yeah, you got to say it like Mike Tyson. Spectacular. I
don't know if I can. Spectacular.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And what are we doing out there?
Well, what was the question? What am I doing or what are we doing?
What are we doing out?
What are we doing? We are having so much fun. So are we talking about the conference first or are we talking about special side things?
I don't know if you know this, but you called me.
Oh, so I get to drive.
Yes.
I'm the Galactic CEO.
Yes.
Okay, so first, let's just talk about Star Wars, because I have been conflicted ever since you started luring me to conferences years ago by telling me your stories, your night vision stories, and the green chrome balls, and the Zorro light, and all the different ones. I wanted to go and see these things. And I've always been torn because I want to go to the events with the FADERNIGHts because I love the FADERNIGHT community. They're my family. But I love the international speakers that Paula always has in Laughlin.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was over the moon that you and Rita are joining Starworks this year and are going to be there. And it is, I feel like it's just for me, and I know it's not just for me, but it brings like everything perfect together for me. So thank you for that.
Yes, yeah, we have events planned. We have the 2 night vision evenings that are going to be going on the 5th and 6th, which is Thursday night and Friday night. And it's going to be at the historic Grapevine Canyon's Petroglyphs grounds.
And this is what Eric just totally kind of blew the surprise.
Yeah.
So that's why he's back in the corner.
Yeah, he's back in the corner. Yeah, he's officially back in the corner.
This is like a national historic site that is just phenomenal. Over 700 petroglyphs, I guess, all in this area. I've been looking at pictures since Rita told me. It's away from town. It's going to be dark. We're going to see all the stars, plus Hoffman's Optics is going to be there.
Yeah, we're going to have not only Hoffman's Optics, with the night vision goggles, and we'll have the Jimmy Church edition as well, which is it's so great to look up at the sky with, but to have them there with absolutely the best night vision goggles possible, but it's the vibrations that the FADERNIGHts bring, and others from the conference, right? This isn't just a FADERNIGHT event, but this is what we do. This is what we do, and this
is what we do.
It's going to be great.
I have been doing CE5s for a few years. I did Soul Tech with you. I've been on that field with you. And I will say, being under the stars with you and with FADERNIGHts is so much fun. It is like the biggest party. It's a whole different thing than a CE5. It's going to be loud. There's going to be cheering. It's going to be so love-filled. And I am so excited to bring that specifically for FADERNIGHts and the Starworks people who don't know the FADERNIGHts yet. This is like a merging of two worlds. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, and it's going to be really cool because I know that with all of our other friends, and I'm talking about Paul Hynek and Grant Cameron and James Fox, we're going to drag them up there. And it is just going to be a great event, and it's all about intention, Stacy. It's all about intention. I had heard about and read about and interviewed people about CE5 and the protocols and the meditation and all of that, but I don't know, and you know what I mean. I know of it. But my experience with having a Skywatch is my own experience that I've had with the FADERNIGHts. And we did it our own way, right? It's about intention. We just did it our own way. We figured it out on our own. And we have had nothing but the best of luck.
Amazing.
Spectacular things we have seen. Spectacular.
I know. As I've described it to people in my team here in Colorado, they're like, so you just went out on the field? They've all watched Boarding Benevolence, and they're like, you didn't do any protocols? And I'm like, no. Like, the sun goes down, and we all gather and start having fun, and it happens. And I really think that is what we're going to have those nights, because we're going to be together under the stars.
So much fun. I remember sitting there in a lounge chair, reclined. To my right is Rita, Nancy, and Karen, and you, right? To my left is Steve Murillo, Pat, right? And that just continues off to that direction. We have 75, 80, 100 people around us, and I've got Murillo going, Church, pass the Cheetos. All right, man, pass me the Doritos. And we're sitting there with, with Dr. Peppers. No alcohol. I don't want to insinuate that's not the point. The point is we are there to have a good time. And pastrami sandwiches, of course. But looking up and looking up and hearing everybody's voices, because we all know each other, right? And to hear people yelling from 20 yards away, I don't know. We're in the dark. Somebody's saying over here, and we've got the lasers, and it's over here. And then we go to the right, then we go to the left, then we go in back of us, and some things are low and definable. Some things are flashing. Some things just fly straight over us. Some are higher. Some are zigzagging and taking turns. It's just fun. And we, and for hours. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, I have seen, by the way, and thank you, Stacy, for everything that you do with us in the FADERNIGHTs, and I'm being serious about that. But you pointed out something that makes this event very, very special, and that is the Grapevine Canyon petroglyphs. Because I went through for the last couple of weeks and went and looked at these petroglyphs that are drawn and carved into these rocks, and they are the coolest things like you've ever seen in your life. And there are hundreds of them. I cannot wait. To get up there and hang out with everybody and look at terra firma, look at the petroglyphs, and then turn around and look at the sky. It's going to be a great night, and we're going to do.
It's going to be stars forever.
And we're going to be doing it 2 nights now, everybody. We're going to do it Thursday night and Friday.
And it's included in the full attendance package. So it doesn't cost me anything extra. Sorry, my dog is voicing her opinion.
Is this the dog you just adopted?
Yes, who barks at the It's Not Your Father's Radio show every single time. She loses her mind at that commercial.
Oh, man, that's too funny. What kind of dog?
A Chiweenie, we think.
Yeah, I saw the pictures, and I'm just trying to figure it out.
She's cute, like Dachshund and Chihuahua. We got a gate to keep her out of the living room. The gate's 18 inches tall. It's the cutest little gate.
Oh, man. You should see our Teddy gate that we got. And
is it like 12 feet tall?
Yeah, and he's already figured that thing out, man.
I bet.
Yeah, he's figured that thing out
right away.
It's so funny. The other day, before I let you go, I'm going to share a Teddy story with everybody. So Teddy went up, scratched on our bedroom door. He's figured that out, right? Everybody just does whatever Teddy wants. Whatever Teddy wants, everybody jumps, man, including me. It doesn't matter what it is. He's got a little water bowl that's in our bathroom upstairs in our bedroom, in the bathroom, right? He'll go in there, knock that thing around and bark and sit by it and will not move until we get up. And that's it. And I'm doing, okay, Teddy, okay, let me get you some water. So anyway, he scratches on the bedroom door. Rita goes, opens up the bedroom door. Teddy doesn't come in. Teddy turns around and walks over to our daughter's bedroom door, Deanna, and has Rita open up her door because she wouldn't answer because he was scratching it. So he scratches on ours till Rita gets up, goes out, opens up her door, and he walks in. Now he's got us trained. Now he knows this. He knows this. It's crazy. He's the smartest dog ever. And I didn't think Portia could be matched. But Teddy's right there. Stacy, thank you so much. And I want everybody to go to StarWorksUSA.com, tickets and info. Our Skywatch event will be November 5th and 6th.
Early bird registration.
Yes.
And there is a discount code for rooms there on the webpage as well. So really amazing room prices.
What's the discount code?
It's on the webpage. I don't have it right in front of me.
Fair enough. November 5th and 6th, that is Thursday and Friday, will be the Fade to Black Skywatch, nighttime Skywatch event, sponsored by Hoffman's Optics, and it is going to be great.
Before we go, there's one more bit that we forgot to add.
What?
And we are also going to have other cameras there filming.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
I'm dropping something on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are going to have, not only are we going to have night vision for people to take turns to use so everyone gets an experience to see that, we're also going to be filming some of the stuff we're seeing in the sky. At the same time, we have a small crew who are going to be filming what's happening on the ground. So we don't know what tech is going to be like. In a perfect world, we're going to do some live streams while we're out there and share some of this while we're there. If not, we're going to film stuff and put it together and get it out. So that just like with Boarding Benevolence, people who don't get to the conference can experience this too. Because we want everyone to experience that. I couldn't let it go without us saying that because that's big.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's going to be great. I can't. We're in June. So we've got 5 more months?
Yep.
Oh man, it can't happen forever. Soon enough. It can't happen soon enough. We like to get crazy and have fun, right? The Fadernauts. After all of this, and we finally get together, Laughlin will never be the same. No, Laughlin will never be the same. Okay, all right. We should get some bail money together for everybody so we can have a fun.
We really should.
I'll talk to you. Thank you so much, Stacy with an I.
Thank you. Good night, Jimmy.
Have a great night. Go
back, Tappy, everybody.
Go back, Tappy. Stacy with an I, yes. Our nighttime Skywatch event at the historic Grapevine Canyon Petroglyphs grounds, November 5th and 6th, 2020. Been putting this together for a while, and I'm very excited to announce this tonight with Stacy. And we will continue to get all of the information out there. We just made the official announcement now. All right, let's get back to the phones. This is Fade to Black's Thursday night, Fader night, open lines all night long. You're live. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Sarah Ann.
Hi, Sarah Ann. How are you?
Hi, I'm you caught me at a weird moment. I was a little emotional listening to Stacy and Benji's story and just thinking about how much I love the Fadernight.
Yeah, you coming out to Laughlin?
I hope so. It would be so fun. That's one of the reasons I was emotional. I was like, some of my best friends in the world are Fadernauts. Have nothing but a new person.
Yeah, you need to get this on the schedule. That's all. Put it on the calendar. Start to send the message out to the universe and make it happen. But it would be great to see you. We're gonna look. I'm telling you, the Fadernauts are world famous for a reason. Yep. It is a great family to come and hang out with. I'm telling you, it's so much fun. That's it. There's no other way to describe it.
I can't wait. And don't get me wrong, I'll raise it up a little bit. I'll raise that vibration a little bit.
What's on your mind tonight?
So, the conversations this week were really good. Eric Rains and Grant Cameron. How do I say this? Like, what I loved about what Grant was speaking about was that there seems to be this, break in communication between those who are looking at UFO phenomena and really nuts and bolts way, and then others who are open to the whole consciousness idea of it. And God, everything he was talking about, I'm just like, why can't people come together and really start to, speak about these things? I swear that there's experiences that are having these crazy paranormal, unbelievable experiences, through their bodies. Most of the time, it's very difficult to talk about these experiences. Was really good at telling the story this evening. And Eric Rains brought it up that he's really worked on being able to translate his experiences so that others can understand. Mm-hmm. That's a difficult thing. When you have these experiences, it's difficult to talk about.
Right.
So I feel like there are those who are having these experiences, and then there are others who are not having them because they're not supposed to. Like, I just know, like, some of my FADERnauts are, like, you super aware for no reason, but so scientific and logical and grounded, and I can share my experiences and then they translate it, and it's like, all of a sudden it's something that makes sense. I just think that that's the key to understanding all this. I love that he was talking about, you know, we have to look at orbs and portals and all of this in a way that's not so physical. I almost wonder if the physical stuff that is being given to us is more like a distraction or a trick or a initiation. I don't know.
Well, that's the way we're always going to look at it until we figure out what's going on, because there is definitely a technology that is, taking advantage of the physics side of things and the science side of things that is way beyond our comprehension. And we may look at it as it was done for us and it was done with intention, and, it's a singular event that, nobody else saw and it appeared in front of us, and it's some kind of it could be that. And when I hear that, and then I look at, my own personal experiences, Rita and I, when we were driving down La Tuna Canyon, we have this sighting, the two of us. Both of us have a different description about what happened, but that doesn't matter. What definitely happened was this thing appeared in the sky for a couple of seconds in front of us and appeared to crash into downtown Van Nuys, but it didn't. So this physical side of things, because I thought it was physical, I thought it was a friggin' missile. I didn't know what it was. But it definitely crashed into downtown Van Nuys. But there was no explosion. And nobody else talked about it. It wasn't on the news.
Well, this is my point.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm agreeing with you.
They feel physical, but they're not.
Right. I'm agreeing with you. And so when I hear people say these things, and it sounds nuts and it sounds crazy, but it happened to Rita and I. And I sound just as crazy as the person that's sharing their experience. I don't care. It happened. It was crazy. I mean, we're calling MUFON. We're going home. We're watching the news. We're checking newspapers and online and trying to figure out and nothing. I mean, how can that be? I mean, I'm still completely confused by it. Completely confused.
This is important that you're telling the story, though. That's the thing. It's hard to tell stories a lot of the times. But when, in community, we can be like, there's a purpose for the story for everybody. I totally believe that we're a network and we're getting stuff piece by piece that we can put it together. I also believe that that's why there's a gap in this conversation in the community.
Yeah.
So that we can find a way to actually create a cohesive conversation and understanding. One person can't just bring it forward.
Yeah, I know. But what are you going to do, Sarah Ann, and the rest of the community that has developed, which includes me, by the way, right? Where we have developed these ideas about them reaching out to us in humanity, and they're here, and they're it's a conscious, and they get here and they go, come on, man, we were just cruising by. We didn't communicate with any of you. I know. Okay. All right. Whatever. But no, that wasn't the case. No, we were just hanging out. I mean, and then everybody that had all of these, right? All of these life-changing, paradigm-shifting, consciousness-opening, awakening communication, and they find out that it was just a thing, right? I don't know.
Well, there's a thing from somewhere, though, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. We don't know. We don't understand. I'm thoroughly convinced, Sarah Ann, that we are dealing with a technology that is way beyond anything that we have the ability to put our mind around. Way beyond.
This is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say about the technology. I think humans are becoming the technology. And I don't think it's that far beyond our understanding. The thing is that many people are becoming the technology, like through their bodies. We talk about this, new human form that we're changing into. I am certain that if researchers and scientists would talk to people who are actually feel the transmutation, like the actual mutation, the metamorphosis of the body into something that's like a vehicle,
right?
They could discover how the technology really works. And it's happening to everybody. I think some people are aware of it more than others. But this is how I think we get to have an understanding of what we're dealing with, is because we're becoming, if we're interacting with it, it means that there's something that's common there, right?
That's why you got to come
Otherwise
out.
we wouldn't be experiencing it.
That's why you got to come out to Laughlin. Sarah Ann, give me a Gobekli Tepe. Give me a Gobekli Tepe.
Gobekli Tepe.
Thank you, Sarah Ann. Enjoy your weekend.
All right. Love you, FADERNIGHT. Good night.
Good night. Sarah Ann, and I'm going to take a quick break. Thursday night, Fader Night, open lines all night long. Thursday night, Fader Night, open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to GetTheT.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's GetTheT.com.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
So are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system. And get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. And like me, you'll be glad you did.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Gobekli Tepe.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader night. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. It's your night. It's your calls. It's your conversation. UFOs, paranormal, supernatural, conspiracy, time travel, lost history, music, food, movies, whatever. It's your conversation. All right? Let's see who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hello, Jimmy. This is Dwayne.
Dwayne?
Yes, third-time caller.
A third-time caller. Dwayne, I knew that. You know, I mark it all down.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you calling in from?
Yeah, I got one question for you. You ever thought of interviewing Bob Gimlin?
Oh, the short answer, direct, yes, absolutely. And a couple of years ago, we had a brief correspondence, and one thing led to another, and it just didn't happen. You know what? It wasn't a big deal. It's just, everybody gets busy, and the next thing you know, a week turns into a year, and you just kind of lose track of things. But I would love to talk to Bob Gimlin. No doubt about it. Have you met him?
Mm-hmm. No, not yet. I want to,
Have you seen?
I know that he's getting up.
Have you seen Bigfoot?
I don't know. I just heard some noise up in the woods a couple of weeks ago and all that. So.
Yeah, where do you live? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Utah.
Oh, so you got all kinds of action.
Well, actually, I'm out in the desert and all that.
Well, yeah, Utah's got everything. You got UFOs, you got Bigfoot, everything. You got ghosts, you got Skinwalker Ranch. You guys got the best of everything up there, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think I'm about 6 hours away from Skinwalker Ranch. So.
You ever see anything strange?
Yes, I did before.
What'd you see?
Seen something. Well, actually, not this summer, but last summer, I seen something in the out in the Four Corners area.
What was it?
It was crazy. Just a whole bunch of lights and all that.
What'd you see, Dwayne? You can't just say it was a whole bunch of lights and all that.
Well, it was crazy, It was like a big old freaking. I'm not sure if it was a whole lot of freaking ships or whatever, but it was like a big old freaking dish shape and stuff like that, sitting right above the mountain and all that.
Right.
This was in the Four Corners area, right over Blanding, Utah.
Did you have any friends with you?
Yeah, I was driving with my kids and my ex at the time.
And what'd your kids say?
And my kids were sleeping, but my ex saw it too.
Oh man, your kids you didn't wake up your kids?
No, they were sleeping. At the time, they were 9 and 6, I think it was.
Oh man, you know how cool it would have been for them to tell the story when they were adults. So we're driving, and my dad woke us up, and we watched some UFOs. It was crazy, but now they don't have that story.
This is the round when you guys were doing that contact in the desert, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this thing, I'm not sure. Like, it looked like it was about 20 floors or something like that, just 20 floors of lights or something like that.
Huh.
And the mountain expands anywhere from about, say, 5 to 10 miles across or something like that.
So it wasn't Starlink then. It was before Starlink was launched.
Yes, it was before that.
Wow, that's a pretty good sighting, man. What'd your ex-wife think?
Hold on. I woke her up and like out of her sleep and all that. Yeah, once when she saw it, all the sights of the lights just went down. And all the lights on the inside out, they just went out, except for the 2 lights on the end. It stayed lit for a few more seconds.
Wow.
And then it just disappeared.
Any word about it in the news? Did anybody talk about it?
Nothing, man. Nothing. This was over the reservation, so
could have been anything.
I don't think nobody saw it.
Right.
Yeah, it could have been anything, but like about 15 minutes later or something, that there were like 2 jets coming out.
That's pretty cool. I haven't, and thank you for the phone call, Dwayne. Give me a go back, Lake Tappy, and enjoy your weekend.
Oh yeah, one more thing too. I wanted to do a shout out to my nephew and my cousin.
Sure.
His name is Eli, and my cousin, her name is Shondine. I think you're down in Phoenix right now.
Oh, right on. Eli and Shondine. Man.
Yes.
You're a pretty cool cousin. Thank you, Dwayne. Go back, Lake Tappy.
Go back, Lake Tappy.
Oh, that was me. I just muted myself instead of the other button. See, it's called live radio. Four Corners area of Utah, everything is jumping off down there, man. I mean, it's and I know sometimes I sound like I'm making fun of the situation, but there are certain places that have everything, and Utah's one of them. Utah's got everything going on. Washington, right? Oregon with Mount Shasta, Flagstaff, Sedona. Crazy things. Of course, Area 51, all kinds of parts of Nevada. Here in California, we've got 3 or 4 extreme hotspots of things that are going on all the time. And then we have the Four Corners area, of course, Denver, Texas. There's just places across the country where things are happening all the time. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing? I guess you can call me Flame.
Flame?
Yes, sir. Flame.
Okay, got it. Flame.
Yes, sir. That's just the nickname that was given to me. I'm not trying to be cool or nothing. It was given to me a long time ago by a basketball coach that I had that passed away during that same season, and it just stuck to the point where, I was a very good basketball player growing up. And even my mom calls me that. The whole world calls me that, so I'm just going to stick with that.
You're going with Flame. What position did you play?
I played, when I tore my ACL at 17, I was already playing with UCLA. I was getting scouted. So I had a short career. But I played all positions, actually, to be honest with you. I was very athletic. Was about 5'10". So at that age,
How can, so you played center and point guard?
Yeah, at times I would have to play center, yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Right on. So you had a shot then. You had a shot.
Yeah, definitely. I had it all.
Yeah, right on.
I had it all, man.
All right, Flame, you called me. What's on your mind tonight?
All right, Jimmy, I don't know how much time I have, but I'm trying to get as much information and present the right things to say. So I'll do my best. I guess and by the way, I grew up in North Hollywood, so I'm your neighbor. I lived in Burbank for a while and all that. So, you're my favorite host, by the way. So just want to get that out there. It's an honor to be on the show. So. Let's cut to the chase, I guess. I guess what motivated me to call in was the guest you had last night, Grant Cameron, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, I guess excuse me. I guess I've had I've had a ton of supernatural events occur in my life, and I feel like this is the time where I'm at most. I'm really nervous, by the way. I'm very comfortable with sharing what happened in my life as far as my experiences go. And I just want to point out that even before, I don't know if anybody else has it feels the same way or remembers any of this. I remember that before I was born, I was seeing the earth, and it was more of a presence of these beings that were picking out the timeline that I was going to live. Now, let's just say I was happy with the timeline that I was going to live, but toward the end of the timeline, it seemed to get a little rocky, and I didn't want to go down here and be born, in a sense. And but I still did. And so here I am all my life. I mean, I've always, had these little events happen. Like when I was like about 5, I told my dad not to go to work because something bad was going to happen. Later on that day, he got in a car accident. When I was about 10 or 11, it was really hot. It was one of those hot summer days, and I told my mom not to leave my dog outside. I had what do you call him, a Samoan. Samoa or Samoan? So they had a lot of fur.
Someone from Samoa?
Yeah, those big puffy polar bear-looking dogs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So I told my mom the night before, like, don't leave him outside. Don't leave him outside. He's gonna die. Next morning, wake up, he's dead.
Oh man.
Probably died of dehydration. I don't know, but stuff like that. I mean, all my life I've experienced that. I've always been a very active person, very good at anything I've set my mind to and wanted to manifest. And so let's cut to the chase a little further down the line. When I was this is maybe around 2007, 2008, I had a friend that lived in this apartment building that's in North Hollywood on Laurel Canyon and Van Owen, on Bellingham.
Right. What?
And right across near the Valley Plaza Rec Center.
Yeah.
So my friend used to live in those apartment complexes, and he had a friend there. He had a guy that lived there in his complex. His name was Eric. He was a substitute teacher for UCLA, and I think he taught computer science. The dude was a computer whiz, a genius dude. And I used to go and cut his hair. And I got to know him. We became good friends. He was about mid-30s, I would say. And one day when I was cutting his hair, we were just hanging out. I was cutting his hair, and he was on his computer, and he was telling us, like, you guys got to take a look at this. You guys got to look at all this stuff. Like, this is incredible. This is fucking crazy. I'm so sorry for cussing. It's just incredible stuff. He was really adamant. He was really passionate about us paying attention to what he was saying and what he was trying to show us. And apparently, me back then. I've always been a spiritual person and all that, but I mean, when you grow up in the world, I didn't know anything about ESP. I didn't know anything about, that kind of stuff. So I just tried to follow along the guidelines that the rest of the world was doing, which was following trends, trying to be cool, listen to hip hop music and try to fit in. And I'm probably missing some details here. I was actually born in El Salvador. I came here to the States when I was 5. So I had to, the whole adapting stuff and trying to fit in was a kind of, I guess, put in my mind subconsciously. It was just my thing. So I was really not I was a skeptic. I wasn't interested in stuff like that. There was non-conventional, I guess you could say. One day, probably like a week later, I went over to go cut Eric's hair again. And that day he was really freaked out, and he was saying, they know it's me. They know it's me. I think I'm gonna go to Europe. They know it's me. They know I hacked into it. And we asked him, like, well, what's going on? And apparently he said that he hacked into the CIA mainframe, and there were documents I've seen some of the documents. I didn't read them, but I know that I've seen documents, and apparently he did pull up some documents, government documents, I suppose, and yeah. So, I think it was the next day, my friend that lived in that building told me that Eric had got shot, and that to come right away. So I went right away.
And this was by Valley Plaza, Laurel Canyon,
Yeah.
Van Owen on Bellingham.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Wow.
The bullet holes are still there.
Wow. What year was this?
Yeah, probably like 2007, 2008.
Wow.
Yeah. So I go over and, I see the door, the glass is shattered. I see the bullet holes on the walls. And my friend's parents lived in the upstairs apartment and they had a clear view to like the front of the apartment. And basically, they said that when Eric went out to get his mail, two guys in black suits rolled up in a black Lincoln and started shooting at Eric. And I suppose Eric was, armed, and he shot back at them, and he got hit in the arm and in the thigh, I think. And because basically when I got there, my friend told me that Eric had just left to the hospital. And then, and then eventually, I went home a little while after. I went over and I saw, the wreckage. And a couple hours, maybe 3 hours later, my friend calls me and he tells me, "Hey, Eric's here right now. He just got back. Come say bye to him. He's leaving." So then I go over and then I never believed any of it. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I go over. And sure enough, Eric's bandaged up by his arm, on his arm, and he has his wife and kids in the car, everything packed up. And I say bye to Eric, and I never hear from him ever again. Apparently he left to Europe. So
that was it. He left. He was teaching at UCLA, right?
Yeah. He was a substitute teacher at UCLA. Correct.
And okay, let's first. I don't want to give away too much of my personal life, but we used to live in that area. Okay.
Oh.
So I know it really, really well. We lived on Bellingham and Van Owen. Okay.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
Okay. All right. Now, we moved from there before this happened. Okay, you said that was 2007, 2008. We moved a few years before that. But not to say that I don't know that neighborhood really, really, really well. Okay, so that's I probably know the exact apartment building because I knew everything. I know every house.
It was a beige building right in the corner. Yeah.
Wow. On the corner of Bellingham, across the street on Van Owen, on that corner of Bellingham, there was duplexes. There was 4 of them in a row, single story, a 1-bedroom duplexes. There was 4 of them in a row. I knew somebody that lived in one of them, and I'm trying to think what was across the street. That must be where the building is that you're talking about. So you never spoke to him again. No. I'm assuming that all of this is connected to his knowledge of inside government information about UFOs and extraterrestrials, right?
There's no other thought that comes to mind. Yeah.
Do you remember the documents, what they were?
You know what? He did mention a few things. It's really not clear in my mind because, I told you, I was a skeptic, and I was dismissing that. I didn't know anything, I was 18, 19,
right?
So, and I wasn't, I was a kid. So, he did say you can't believe what these guys are doing, and he was really mad. He was passionate and mad. He said he found out, one of the things that he did mention was that I remember that it had to do with them, raping children and how they go into villages and do stuff, take over the villages and just kind of cause chaos there. I think that's one of the things that I was hearing from him.
Now,
remember.
Have you ever tried to, just let me say this, Flame, that we're going to be headed towards a break here in a second. So I want to get a couple of questions in, and I want to thank you for taking the time and having the courage to call in. Do you remember? Don't say it out loud, but do you remember his last name?
Sorry, Jimmy, to cut you off. I really apologize. There is a lot more actually to my story. I don't know if we could possibly be able to get that out. There's a lot more to what I experienced later on in my life after I kind of decided to go down the rabbit hole after this made me question everything about my existence. So maybe we can do that, and I think it'll be worth the time.
You're asking, okay, well, let's get as much in before the break. I've got a bunch of calls on hold, and your call is important, okay, Flame? I've got everybody that's on hold, and I've only got one segment left to the show. So, okay, so he splits to Europe. For you, what happens next?
Well, I decided to start getting online and researching a whole bunch. And that kind of, I think that, but see, because I've always been, I guess, a very highly spiritual person, it really made me go down that direction. And I think things just aligned to where I came across events in my life that really, really changed my life. And some profound experiences that I think have to do with some of the stuff that Grant Cameron was talking about yesterday.
Such as
enlightenment, such as enlightenment, such as a revelation, the abilities that you gain with being in that moment, in that euphoric. It's a zone. Everything turns brighter. Everything's beautiful. Everything's euphoric. Everything is almost three-dimensional. It speaks to you, mathematical. It's amazing. And I think I probably did something that I don't really hear. I don't think I've ever heard anybody get exactly actually to what I've experienced. So I just want to go ahead and have the time to, relay that stuff before the break, after the break, sorry.
Okay. Well, we've got 3 minutes. Okay. Minutes. Go ahead. The 3 minutes are yours.
So, I know people, I don't know who's listening to your radio station, but, you've got one of the best podcasts right now in the world. So I don't care anymore at this point in time. Like, I told myself I was just going to say it. So what happened to me was that I was going through, I'm going to be very vague. I'm not going to go into details. I was going through a turbulent time in my life. And one of the main things that I remember doing emotionally, mentally, spiritually was letting go, understanding, really to a place of understanding and balance. And somehow everything everything lifted. I felt like my soul was on fire, but in a good way. And everything, like I said, turned bright. Everything was speaking to me. ESP comes into play with that. And at the end of the day, that moment, that experience, I end up in that moment having to be facing the sun with my eyes closed, and gradually, in the eye that's in the back of the dollar bill starts forming in these beautiful colors, and I'm just there, like saying, like what the f. Before I open my eyes, I'm saying that, and then finally, I opened my eyes and I just can't believe what just happened. Now, mind you, I wasn't on any drugs. I was coherent. And and I was in that zone. I was in that field, and I don't know if anybody's ever experienced something like that. But then again, like after that, it made me go back and research and the whole sun worship stuff and the Eye in the Sky, Alan Parsons Project,
Right, right.
A lot of things just started to make sense. And then going even into like cymatics. And I don't know if you ever seen that video of this lady singing into it's called a tonoscope, and she's singing Mozart. And the it looks like the Jewish symbol, and there's an eye in the middle. It looks like the sun with an eye in the middle of it. So then it all, up until this point, like everything just started to make sense, to me. And after that experience,
yeah. And this is what is great, Flame. And as we head to the break, I invite you back on the show every Thursday night. We have open lines all night long, and you can call back and we'll continue the conversation. But this is the point. Here, Fade to Black, yeah, you're right. It's a big show and stuff, but the community is tight. And if you just hang out on Twitter, hashtag F2B, and share, because I'm telling you right now, you're going to have many people that connect with not only your experiences and understand it, but they're going to go, dude, same thing happened to me. Let's talk. And that's what this community is about. So thank you. And I love first-time callers. And next Thursday night, call back, and let's continue the conversation.
All right. Thank you so much, Jimmy. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Flame. And a great conversation, and nothing like Bellingham and Van Owen. I'll talk to you, man. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Right on.
Bye-bye.
And thank you, Flame. And hearing that, I'm telling you right now, Bellingham and Van Owen, I just sat up and went, what did he just say? So there you go. This is Fade to Black, Fader Night, Thursday night, open lines all night long. If you're on hold, stay right there. I'm going to try to get everybody. No, you know what? I'm not going to try. I'm going to get everybody in this next segment. All right? That's my promise. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. More of your phone calls are next. Stay with us. Great phone call, Flame.
Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app. Free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night. Open lines. Open lines all night long. That was a great conversation with Flame. Man, we had some great calls tonight. Man. Great calls. Benji, right? Sarah Ann. Kevin with the Frank Zappa stuff. Eric Awakening, man, got put back in the corner tonight. And there you go. All right. Let's, I promised I'd get everybody in, so I'm going to quit yakking and let's get snapping. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. Steve from Pasadena.
Steve from Pasadena. What part of Pasadena, Steve?
Old Town. Right side of Old Town out there. I just want to cover this real quick. I collect UFO information daily. Sightings, researchers, news, and as far as sightings, I posted a sighting that happened in Mexico recently, and it's on Fade to Black Facebook. Anybody want to go over there and look at it? Amazing footage of looks like a disc, maybe cigar shaped, and a lot of people are looking at it on Facebook. And I'm always looking for new information, new cases that come out that we have not heard about, And then the Mon-Thu revealed a case from a gentleman that was in the Air Force in 1960 outside of Tucson. His name was Jerry Wayne Hale, and it was Davis Mountain Air Force Base at Tucson, Arizona. He worked the flight lines, the propellers there. And then, so he gave a testimony to the Mon-Thu. He revealed a case that in 1960, two F-101 jets, which are also called Voodoo jets, the fastest jets we had at the time to go up and intercept a bogey. They went up there, and only one came back. We noticed only one jet came back. So he started asking some of his buddies at the bar, and one of them told him, that was the pilot of the other jet, that they went up there and they came across a block mile size disc. It was gold shaped, and one of the jets locked his missile on it, and before you know it, a beam came down and shot the jet down. And supposedly it melted the jet. So only one jet came back, and then the next day he's seeing the trucks coming in with guards around it parked, and supposedly it was the melted debris of the plane, of the jet. So Frank Bocchino, I don't know if you heard him, he's a researcher. He researched the West Covina Flatwood Monster case, and he also wrote a book called Shoot Them Down, the Flying Saucer Air Wars of 1952. Stan Freeman did the forward to it. And what's interesting is that in 1952, right after the flyby over Washington, Truman ordered a shoot down of planes. Of these UFOs. And so what was happening, Frank Bocchino tracked down all the information, and we were trying to shoot down a lot of these UFOs, but the thing is that they were shooting down a lot of planes, military. And he tracks down a lot of cases, and not only military craft, but some of airliner planes were going down. No explanation. They couldn't figure out why we were having so many crashes. But this week, too, I got two footages of air shows, planes going out, and you got metallic spheres, maybe, or shooting by these planes. So I think Frank Bocchino would be a great guest to give us maybe a rundown if this is still going on. If we still sending up military planes up there that are trying to intercept these UFOs, but also losing the jets, but also we lose the pilots, that go up there. So I just thought I'd run that by you and just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I've got the video from Mexico up right now. I just watched it. It's pretty interesting. So I popped it up in Twitter, and I wanted everybody to comment on it. Pretty interesting video. It's pretty interesting. And thank you for that. And it's over in the FADERNIGHT fan group for everybody if you want to go check it out there. But I did pop it up in Twitter. Not that many views on it over in YouTube. Only about 1,000 views. Not many people know about this yet, but pretty interesting. When you zoom, the guy shooting this looks like it's out, on a ranch somewhere in Mexico. I didn't read the details or anything. I just popped it up, and he's zooming in. And you don't see it with the naked eye, but he's zooming in, and then this is, and it looks like it's in motion, like it's spinning. That's a pretty good video. It's a good grab, Steve. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And have a good night. Have a good night, Stephen. And a great weekend. Yeah, the video is up right now. #F2B. You can follow me on Twitter, and you can go and check it out. #F2B, add J Church Radio, and then #F2B. It's right there. I want everybody's comments on this. I went past the beginning and just went straight to where this the footage starts, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Okay, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
It was Lafayette from the American Time Militia.
Hi, Lafayette. How are you,
Laugh
man?
at him for short if you want the brevity side.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I got a few comments on recent shows. Band Squatch, the Bill Blecky Tepley disaster, and the weight of light when it's shining is actually E over C squared. It's only massless when it's not moving.
Yeah, I would suppose that would make sense. Sure.
Yeah, relativistic mass. It came up on one show. And on the Goblecki Tepe show, I was wrong about why the pole shift occurs. The Arctic firestorm actually creates a plasma structure that becomes a giant continent-sized UFO and lifts it just like a UFO does. And then as it moves, it disintegrates and doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, makes sense. Could be. Well done. Well done.
I'm putting it at about 79%, and the Arctic methane lit by a solar flare at about 89% for probability thinking. And the show last night was really good. Had a lot on probability thinking. I always look at the motivations when I'm trying to figure out what's really true. He was talking about a lot of the technology is being planted here. They're not just crashing. They don't have all this high technology and then crash on Earth. Because we shot them down with some of our simple technology. They're planting technology here to influence our future, and that's where the silicon chip came from, and that's probably AI is going to take us over in a few years, and that's probably a plant from afar.
All possibilities. I'm going to be excited and elated and happy when we start to receive real information. And I'm talking about from that, something is going to bust wide open, right? I mean, the real deal. I've had my sightings, right? I know that, strange stuff is going on. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, I've witnessed enough stuff to know there's something going on. I'm talking about something nuts. Something nuts. Some radio transmission from the stars, right? We're going to arrive in 6 months. Get ready. Something crazy. And then we're going to find out, hopefully, some things that we can comprehend, some things that we can understand. And I'll always go back, Lafayette. I will always go back to, I mentioned this to him the other day, about a week ago, Giorgio Tsoukalos. His quote that I mention all the time on this show. They're going to arrive, they're going to step down, we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to find out that we were all wrong. Everybody. Me, you, everybody. The skeptics, the debunkers, the believers, the contactees, the channelers, we're all wrong.
Well, plus there's a multiverse involved, so it could be multiple things at once.
I'm just all I'm saying is the obvious. I'm stating the obvious here, that it is going to be way beyond anything, and at that point it will hopefully make some sense to us, but we'll find out that we've all been wrong. And I'm waiting for that day. I'm waiting for that day.
I got Van Squatch for you.
Okay.
Why there's no record of the Bigfoot and everything?
Why?
It's well, there's probably 50-foot lizards on the moon, according to some of the leakers' accounts, and they own this planet. And I got to think, if you own a planet and you can't run around naked and hunt on it, if you're a giant lizard, it's a video projection from the moon. So when you see Bigfoot, maybe only when the moon is above the horizon. That would be a check on this.
Well, I was reading
because they also shapeshift. It would explain the shape-shifting too, because the lizards are supposed to shapeshift as well.
Again, anything is possible, especially when it comes to physics. I was listening to a leading scientist. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't want to embarrass him. But I was listening to him the other night, and he said this. He said, what I find interesting is that before we made it to the moon, before we had satellites, before we started investigating the planets, everybody was from Venus. We had life and civilization on Mars. We had visitors from Venus and moon bases and aliens, were all from our solar system. As soon as we sent probes to Venus and we found out what the atmosphere was truly like and there wasn't any life there, and we sent things to Mars and we found out there was, and I'm speaking directly, this is a scientist speaking, not Jimmy Church, okay? And so we go to Mars and we don't find anything. We go to the moon, we don't find anything. And now, suddenly, the contact is coming from, and this is his words, Zeta Reticuli, that we pushed it further and further out, right? And that that part, his statement was an honest one. It was an honest observation. It was an honest, I had to sit back and go, well, you know what? Not even I can argue with that. I truly believe
that used to be where they said the grays came from, and it's also, I think, where two magnetic axes cross between the galactic pole and the solar pole or something. And I remember I was all into it, and that brought me onto the Dracos way back in the 80s too, because it's opposite from there.
Sure. But it was just an interesting thing where I had to sit back and go, well, you know what? That not only is that a valid point, but that is a difficult thing to get around. My belief is this. This is what I truly believe, that Mars at one point was exactly like Earth. Exactly like Earth. Water, oceans, life, civilization, everything was there. Solar activity happened. It was a bad day for Mars, and the atmosphere got blown out into the solar system, and the oceans and everything that was there evaporated, and it is what it is now. It's a dead planet. Not to say that there isn't things living underneath the surface. I believe that.
Right.
I believe that is possible. Yeah. But that life came here. And I'm talking about on spaceships. Right? I absolutely came here. The reason why I'm confident in saying that is that right now we are doing the same thing. We are now.
If we had to, we would go and live on Mars. If that was the only choice we had, we could do that, right?
We would absolutely do it. Absolutely do it. And that's it. That's our mindset. That's the way that we think. So I am okay with that. But it was interesting to hear the scientist say this the other day, and that once there wasn't anything real here, when we found out about Venus and found out about Mars and the moon, that suddenly, the contact that is, reaching Earth is now interstellar. It's way out there. Hey, I got to get to the rest of the calls before the end of the show.
All righty.
Lafayette, thank you for the phone call.
Tempe.
Go Beckley Tepe. You enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too. Bye.
Thank you so much. And don't you find that interesting? I had stuff. I was just thinking about the reality of that, about how quickly those stories changed. Right? We don't have people visiting us from Venus anymore, and that was the method of operation. That was the method of operation. Think about that. Mars. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Eric from New York.
Eric from where?
Upstate New York.
How you doing, Eric? Everything good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I'm glad to hear that things are better in L.A. now.
Yeah, and same thing for you guys, and around the country, no doubt.
Yeah, it was about time. Anyway, boy, you had some really heavy calls today.
It's great. It's great.
Oh, like the guy from Melbourne. That was really heavy.
Yeah, that was great. See, this is, and we'll get to the reason why you called tonight, Eric, but for myself and for those that have listened to the show over the years, we can go back and look at different Fader nights over the years, and there has been just great phone calls, and the word that I want to use, the correct one, cinematic. Right, cinematic, okay. Where the experiences and the passion that's behind the phone call, and I can tell by the responses from everybody and the comments that come in real time, where people connect with the phone call. I mean, I can go back. We had there was a phone call that we had. Somebody can help me out more with this. It was probably 6 years ago. Guy called in and told us his story about when he met a time traveler at a gas station in Texas or New Mexico. And wow. I mean, wow. And it was amazing. The entire thing was absolutely perfect phone call. Then we had I'm trying to think of, it's been too long. The phone call about the family that was on summer vacation, pulled over at a rest stop, went out, picnic type situation. She walks away from the family, goes up to this river that's there, and there's a description on this monument about where she is standing, and the wagon trains that would come across the United States at this point from across the river, right? And
I recall that one.
Yeah, you remember that. And she's looking across the river, and she sees the wagon train. She sees the covered wagon. She sees the kids playing. She sees the food being cooked and the smoke and the horses and the cowboys and all of the. And she thought, man, this reenactment is incredible. It looks so real. And she takes it in. And she goes back to her family. You got to come check out these actors over here. They're getting it on. I mean, they got wagons, they got horses, they're cooking food, and they come back and it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone. And you have to leave it right there. You leave it right there. I mean, what time slip, some kind of thing? Was it the past that was brought into the future? Or did she go through some type of portal and was visiting the past for a minute? I don't know. But it was just an incredible phone call. Okay, you called me, Eric. What's on your mind?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's much lighter than this. Yes. That was great. You're just taking me back. It reminds me of The Man Who Fell to Earth with David Bowie. He had that experience in the movie.
Yeah, I just watched that.
Not again.
No, I watched it. I literally watched it like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, this is like Back to the Future, where you just binge watched it, and I told you about it.
Yeah.
All right.
It happens all the time.
Well, I had another trippy thing happen a couple of years ago. I got a friend request from Joe McMonagle. And I'm thinking, how the hell did he? Oh, why am I bothering to ask why? But anyway, so I accepted, of course. Anyway, about your thing with physicists being atheists and not believing in consciousness. I know you know these two people, Russell Targ and Tom Campbell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, Tom Campbell, he's a mutual Facebook friend of ours, I know that. But he's definitely into consciousness, and he's hardly an atheist. And Russell Targ, the best quote I've got from him is, God is an experience that doesn't require belief.
Right. And
these are my rock stars.
Yeah. And I love them both, by the way. This is the strange thing. All right, this is the strange thing, is that there is an underlying law, right? There's a law of physics that isn't written, but it's underlying. Yeah. And that is, if you are going to go to school for physics and you want to get a degree and you want to become a physicist, you want to become one of us, you've got to, all of your religious beliefs are left behind, whatever they are. And because,
no, I did have all those things. And I didn't leave anything behind.
And because that's the culture, right? Then not only the students in the schools and the physicists go down that road, the fans of these physicists and scientists that they sell a lot of books and a lot of TV shows, and they do a lot of public speaking, these huge day-long events that they have thousands of people paying big money, are all on the same page. And you can't deviate off of that. And I am telling you, that is 99.999% of the physics community. That's it.
Well,
the ones
I'm fresh out of the physics community. I've been in there for decades.
Yeah,
that's not entirely true.
Oh, it isn't 100% true. Now there are a handful of physicists out there that want to talk, that are Christians, right? That are Catholics, that go to church. Okay?
That's right.
They have a weekly meeting. They all get together. There are 3 that attend. And that's it. It's a lonely club. And it's just the way that it is. And for me, when they want to talk about parallel worlds and extra dimensions and the multiverse and time travel and all particle physics, and they want us and entanglement and locality. They want us to understand all of that and to believe all of that. They weave a great tale. I'm in it. I study this, right? But when it comes to consciousness, they're going to tell you, it's just chemicals. Everything's got conscious. It's just chemicals, man. It's just a chemical.
There are many that say that. You're right. Many say that. But
they
from
all say
National Laboratory in physics. And every week we had, we had guest speakers, and they would tell you about the brain system and the parallel universes, etc. But they don't really want to believe it.
Well,
theoretically,
it's
possible,
I know.
But they don't believe it.
And they know something is going on, but because, and I've got 8 seconds left, okay, Eric?
Oh, Jones, Mr. Jones, yes. I know.
But I'll say this. They know that something's going on, but because it is so ingrained in their belief system that they don't want to step out. They don't want to step out. They'll talk about, they'll go as far as, it's interesting that one day we'll figure it out. But they're not going to go anywhere else. They're not going to go anywhere else. Eric, enjoy your weekend.
You are correct.
And go back Tepe. Go back Tepe.
Gobble tea.
That's what I'm talking about. And have a great weekend, everybody. It's 3 days off for Rita and I. I'm really looking forward to it. Yep, that's right. I got yard work, the garage, and a lot of stuff to do around the house. I want you to do the same thing. Fade to Black's executive producer is Rita Camarion. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. This broadcast owned and copyrighted 2020 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Seriously, have a great, safe, fun, smart weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Nadine Lalich. Until then, go back Lee Tappy.